Hello, Internet. Welcome to Darksteel Showdown.
Hi.
My name is Alex.
I'm Jordan.
And we're going to be doing, continuing our series on deck techs, deeper dives.
I love that series is such a strong word for the second video.
Optimism.
If you want more, you have to engage with us and tell us that's what you want.
Yep. Tell us what commander you want to see next. If you've seen it on the channel, tell us what you want us to go deeper on.
Alex makes like 90% of the decks. I make the good ones.
Well, you do win most of the game, so maybe that's why. Okay, so today we're going to talk about a deck that I haven't actually played on the channel, and I might not play on the channel.
Okay.
We usually aim for bracket 3, bracket 4.
Remind me, we aim for 3 and 4. Like, all of my decks are 2s.
I think that, like...
I mean, the bracket system's busted.
So the bracket system, it works really
Voja's a 2.
well. Voja is a 2.
Yeah, based on the bracket system.
Well, so, and I want to just clarify, the bracket system does include intent. And your Voja's intent
is a 5.
But
by the rules laid out,
intent is part of the rules.
By the rules laid out, it does not include any game changers or tutors or land destruction. I should add planetary annihilation to that deck. I like that card. Let's do that.
Okay, so for clarity,
yes.
Let me change.
Sorry, we have digressed.
No worries. Let's forget about the bracket system for a second, and perhaps talk about the turn in which you win.
Okay.
Because Voja popped off on our channel, I think, one of the best games it's ever done.
5 or 6, I think?
Yeah, it was turn 6. You won the game on turn 6. This deck can win on turn 3, and does it reasonably consistently. So it is a higher bracket system for that reason. It has a lot of tutor effects in it. I'm also cheating.
Yep. You're running 101 cards.
I'm running 101 cards.
You're a cheater.
Because I am running Kenrith the Returned King with the companion Zirda the Dawnwaker. So for those of you who have not seen companions, hi, welcome back to Magic. You must have been away for a while. They have a rule that requires you to follow before you're allowed to use them as a companion. And it says that Zirda's rule is each permanent card in your starter deck has an activated ability. So there is a bunch of combos that I'm missing out on because I have to have an activated ability.
Yep.
And it also does have activated abilities that aren't mana abilities, cost 2 less to activate for me. And this effect can't reduce the mana ability to a cost less than 1 mana.
Have you thought about not having Zirda in it then, if you think you're missing out on combos?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Because this is half of, 3 infinite combos, basically in the command zone.
There you go.
This, unfortunately, I'm cheating even more.
Sounds like you.
Because this card can't actually be cast the way it's written. Because when they printed Companions, the rule was that it sits in your companion zone, and at any time, you may cast it for its casting cost from the companion zone and go straight into play. Turns out, starting a game with 8 cards in hand is wild.
Yeah.
So the rule now is I have to pay 3 mana to put this into my hand, and then I can pay its casting cost to play it again.
Okay, so 6 mana.
It's 6 mana, yeah.
And for clarity, for people who haven't played, you can do them both in the same turn. Absolutely,
yes. Yep. But that, again, every companion has been errated to say that. The companions are so good. There was a day 0 ban of Lutri the Spellchaser, who is a 1 is it commander.
Is it?
It is. Because its rule was each card in your deck must be different.
Oh, okay.
Which was already so.
Crazy.
It was already what Commander is all about.
Yeah.
So it was just seen as any deck that just had blue-red in it, like Wooburg decks. If you didn't have a companion that could fit into your deck, you now also just have Lutri, who was a copy instant sorcery on ETB.
which is
And
insane. With
was-
Flash?
With fun.
Yeah.
It was. I think maybe not. I'll put it on the screen here. I don't play with it obviously because it's banned in our format. But it was. It's a heck of a card. So I am running Kenrith and his good boy Zirda.
Yeah.
So the two of them pilot my deck. If a game goes long, having both of them in play is quite wild. Because for 1 white, I gain 5 life.
Yeah.
For 1 and a blue, I draw a card.
Yep.
And for 3 mana, I reanimate something for free.
Which is great.
Yeah, it's
That's really good.
Yeah. So together they are just real good boys and girls. So let's go that way. We'll do a couple of test hands with this. So this is a combo deck. I am aiming to make infinite mana, specifically blue mana, because Kenrith's ability targets a player to draw a card. So I want you to draw 101 cards.
Okay.
And so I'm going to just activate all of those abilities, put them all on the stack. I'll usually choose 500, and I'll say you draw 500, and then each other opponent draws 500
Right.
before any of the abilities resolve. Because the concern is that if I let you draw into a removal spell with split second,
Right.
then you could remove one of my combo pieces before I can complete the loop. So I always activate in response to the draw effects, so that even if you remove something or destroy something, all of my opponents are going to be gone before
That makes
I am.
sense.
Yeah. So this is. I'm keeping this hand, no question. So we've got.
It's a good hand.
It's a great hand.
It's a lot of land.
It does have a lot of land, but it has a win right here. So
How much land do you run?
I'll put the number up. I'm gonna spitball though, just to see if I know my deck that well. I think it's 36.
Okay.
But this is 4 cards in hand. I mean, I'm cracking this Polluted Delta to go find myself a dual type with Forest and Island, so that the second turn my Hinterland Harbor comes in untapped, and then the following turn I am playing this Opal Palace, and I am going to tap 3 to get Zirda into hand. I'll try to get with this. I'll probably try and get something. I'll probably get one of my Triomes that are in the deck so that I have access to red.
I was gonna say you have a Triumph, right? Like why
Yeah.
don't you fish for a duo?
Yeah. The idea is that on turn 3, I'm playing the Basalt Monolith.
Yep.
And on turn 4, I'm probably playing Zirda. And like this will make infinite colorless mana, which will then allow me to play Walking Ballista for a lethal amount of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's great. I would keep that.
It's pretty good.
It's not perfect. Like
It's turn 4.
it's not really turn 4 because if Polluted Delta is getting me a tap, like if it's getting me if this is getting me a Triumph, well, it wouldn't be tapped. Somewhere in here, I maybe don't play this. I maybe play this first because I need double like red white kind of thing. So this gets me a Triumph. This gets me either a Plains or a Mountain. And then this comes in on turn 3. And then I'm getting Zirda. And then turn 4, I'm getting Basalt Monolith. So then turn 5, I'm getting Zirda. Once they're in play, though, that's it.
Yeah, game over.
So that's turn 5, which is already faster than any game we've had on our channel.
Yep. It's pretty quick.
So
that's not bad.
Yeah, I won't even shuffle. I'll try just the next 7. Yeah,
there's the Triumph.
Yeah, we'll run this for sure. So this has a different combo line in it, which is really fun. So this one is the Millennium the Calendar.
I remember us buying that.
Yeah, big fan of that one. So like these are gonna go get me. These are gonna be all the lands I need for the game. This Gerard's Orders is going to go and get me a creature into my hand and one into my graveyard. My graveyard is an addition to my hand. With Kenrith, it's essentially there are a number of cards in the deck that lower the ability on like the cost to activate the ability.
Yeah.
So it's never going to be 5 mana put a creature into play. It's going to be 3. It's going to be 1.
Okay.
So if you see a card in my graveyard, it is 1 black to reanimate with no life loss.
Gotcha.
So this is just tutor for 2 cards, which is great. So this is all I'm going to need to really get the ball rolling. There isn't a lot of interaction in the deck, as we've seen in 2 hands. There isn't a lot going on. I am hyper focused on
Doing
just
your thing.
doing my thing.
Yeah.
That does lead me up to disruption. I have some. We'll get into it. I have some sneaky counter spells in the deck, which also do other things for me.
Mhm.
But I am mostly just paying attention to what I'm doing. And if you have any disruption for me, there are times to activate it, and we'll get into the combo lines. But yeah. Do we want to see one more hand, or are we?
Yeah, we should do one more. But like, how are you winning with this hand? Just for people who are
Sure.
not familiar.
So we're gonna do the Triome first, and then in the second turn we will we're gonna play this because it comes in untapped for if I have 2 or more opponents, which we're playing Commander, so I do.
Should on turn 2.
We will pay 2 to put this Apheto Alchemist into play. He doesn't do anything right now, but that's like he'll have summoning sickness.
Yeah.
So next turn he won't.
Yeah.
So on tap, let's actually go through all the motions. So we've drawn and then we've drawn again. So these are this is Lore Weaver is my favorite card in the deck. It came from this like Battle Bond was a really fun set where they introduced the idea of partner with, and so you could, if you play this, you can go search your library for another version of this. Lore Weaver and Ley Weaver are an infinite combo with any untapper. And like if for whatever reason I can't, if someone Pithing Needles Kenrith, Lore Weaver is a replacement for Kenrith.
Okay,
it's 7 mana to do the thing, but I don't care when I have infinite mana.
Yeah,
right.
Fair.
So we're on turn 3 now. So I am going to play this Forest, and we'll play this Tyvar. Tyvar's got a fun ability. He basically, like, we played this with the intent of like, oh, well, it'll have summoning sickness.
Yeah.
Tap abilities no longer have summoning sickness. We don't care. We untap a creature we control. So if someone's open on turn 3, because maybe they've been doing nothing but mana rocks, I'm going to poke you for 1.
Right.
And then I'm going to activate Tyvar to untap. Tyvar's also got this -2 ability to mill 3 cards, and then I may return a creature card with mana value 2 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. This is a deck that has very, very low to the ground. My creatures are very, very important to my combo, and when I am this is 2. A lot of my mana dorks are also 2. So there is a real debate about depending on what the board looks like. If there's no creatures in play, I'm not activating. I'm not doing this. Like I'm not attacking and then upticking this. Right. I'm minusing 2. I'm milling 3. I'm going to try and get something else.
Move faster.
Move faster. If there's anything in play, if there's even a 1/1 soldier in play, I'm swinging because I want to. I don't want this to be left at 1. I want him to be at 4. I want some amount of protection going on. And obviously, if I can get in with an attack, this deck wants to like. It doesn't really care about your life total, but like if I'm going to win, I'm going to make sure that. Kenrith allows me to win in almost any way I can imagine. I can make you draw out your entire library, or I can make a creature unbelievably large and have trample with haste. Like
there's a lot of options.
There's a lot of options. Yeah. So life totals have been relevant occasionally in the deck for sure. So our next card is Spore Frog. That would have been fun to mill off of this for sure. Spore Frog is just a lock in certain games. If I have all of the creatures in play that allow me to lower the activation cost of Kenrith, it's just 1 black for each turn to have a Spore Frog out. Yeah, there's no combat damage anymore. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're cracking this for a land. We're going to get a plains in this moment because no, we'll get a mountain. So we have access to all of our colors. And then I'm tutoring.
You're not going to do Zirda?
No.
Okay.
No, in this case, so in the first hand, we had a means in hand
to win
with Zirda. But in this case, I don't. So what I need in this moment is I need an Illusionist Bracers.
It's a very good card.
Yeah. Illusionist Bracers is going to let me... I can't get it with Gerard's Order for clarity. This is just... I'm presenting the card that I need right now. But what we are going to do is we want to find some other means to get Illusionist Bracers, which in this case is going to be the Dimir Infiltrator, which has a transmute ability. So on a future turn, what I can do is discard the Dimir Infiltrator from my hand to go get a card with 2 CMC.
Right.
Which is going to be the Illusionist Bracers.
Gotcha.
Now into my graveyard is going to go any creature that I don't like that can be useful if I need it to be. So I could get Agatha of the Vile Cauldron, which would make Kenrith's abilities cheaper. But in this moment, we are like, this isn't happening this turn, but it's happening next turn to go get the Illusionist Bracers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go find any of my mana dorks that tap for more than one color.
Gotcha.
So
like Fairburrow Elder or something, or that.
We want to make sure that we're untapping any color of mana. Sorry, there's the mountain that we got.
Yep.
We want to make sure that the colors that we're getting are any color. So, oh yes, this one. We're gonna get a composite golem. So the composite golem is really fun. It was printed in a set that did this thing where I was convinced for a really long time that they were like either misprints or fakes because the color pips in the thing
were like black and white.
are black and white. It took me a long time to figure out that
it was intended.
It's intended that way, and I'm glad they don't do it anymore. So this is now infinite death triggers if Kenrith is in play. Because Composite Golem is a 6-mana 4/4 that says sacrifice Composite Golem, add Wooburg to your mana pool.
Yeah.
This is here. If at any point in time in this game, going forward, I get Kenrith into play with any way at all to lower the cost, and we've already shown a couple now that allow me to lower his activated abilities, returning the Composite Golem is now less than 5 mana, and when I sacrifice him, I get Wooburg.
Yeah.
So I now have infinite mana of anything but black.
Right.
So, that's where we are right now. We are now sitting in a position where this is going to get me an infinite untapping combo. This is one of the many combos in the deck. We are so unbelievably close. I might as well just play it out right now.
Sure.
So the following turn is us drawing a card. We got a land. We're going to play the land. I am going to cast... This is in the deck. This is not in our hand. I'm going to tap for 1 to put out the Millennium Calendar. And then at some later junction, probably at the end of your turn, I will tap 3 to transmute this into this. Because this does not look like I'm winning right now. There's nothing going on here.
Yeah.
And then on my turn, I'm untapping, I'm drawing, and we cast the Illusionist Bracers for 2, we equip for 3, and we've won the game. That's it. We're done. So whenever I untap one or more permanents during my untap step,
put that many calendars on Millennium.
Yeah. So we put a whole bunch on there right now. That already happened. When there are 1,000 or more time counters on this, I sacrifice it and each opponent loses 1,000 life.
Right.
I now am going to tap the Apheto Alchemist to its ability to untap target artifact or creature.
Does not do.
No. So the Millennium, as you stated, the Millennium Calendar is a new purchase for the deck.
Yeah.
I didn't need to go through this whole rigmarole. This was just been here since turn 3.
Yeah.
This has been here since turn 3. I don't need to do any of this because this can untap itself, so I can tap it to untap it. So this was a turn 3 win, and I
totally missed it.
I totally missed it. Yeah. So there's
because you just keep doing this until you have 1,000. Everyone loses 1,000 life.
Yep.
So, but you played out more of the deck. I mean,
did.
This is the first time this hit the board.
I'll explain this one though, because this works with other, like any of my mana rocks that are in the deck, any of the creatures that are in the deck that tap for mana. So when I tap the Apheto Alchemist, I target itself with its own ability, and then the Illusionist Bracers doubles that trigger.
Right.
But instead of targeting it, I'll target the other creature that's in play.
Yeah.
And so now that creature is going to untap as well. So I'll tap it for whatever color of mana, tap this to untap that, and now they tap for any number of mana.
So you just
and we'll get into that. We'll break this now, and we'll go to we'll break down the deck. Okay. So while we were doing that, you counted the lands for me. We had 38 lands in the deck, so I'm running maybe more than I should.
Off by 2.
I might
even more of a cheater.
I might cut some more. So there's
you're not going to cut as much as Life Is Mine. Go down to 23.
No, I don't think I'll be doing that. So we. This card is the only card that I kind of put off by itself because it doesn't really fit into any particular pile. It does some really interesting things. It gives the enchanted creature haste. It's an equipment for 2 in a red and 2 to equip. And then whenever an ability of equipped creature is activated, if it isn't a mana ability, you can pay 1 if you do copy that ability and choose new targets for the copy.
Oh, neat.
So it kind of does. It's a very expensive Pinham Zora. It's a very expensive
Illusionist Bracers.
Illusionist Bracers.
Yeah.
Illusionist Bracers. Where it's like I can untap my tappy creature.
Yeah.
But so this cannot equip an untapper and then target a creature like a Birds of Paradise and say, okay, we're going to untap together.
Right.
Because that's all you're going to do. You're just going to do a dance.
Yeah.
with the two. And that's it. So that's not good enough. So it does have to be included with a creature that taps for more than 1.
You may choose. Yeah.
May choose.
Okay. I mean, it gets you there when you're looking for a Illusionist Bracer-like effect, so it still helps you do your game plan early game.
Yeah, and a lot of the mana dorks do tap for more than 1. Like, that's the whole point of the deck. Like, we were talking about, like, the difference between this deck and a lot of other decks where the ramp package is so large.
Yeah.
That, like, because it's the point of the deck. So, then we got protection effects. So we've got 2 creatures in the deck that care about my graveyard. So we've got a Restoration Specialist that sacrifices itself to return up to 1 target artifact or enchantment from my graveyard to my hand.
Good.
Very important.
Yep.
And the Hannah Ship's Navigator does the same thing, but it's a tap ability rather than a sack ability. Honestly, the Restoration Specialist is almost better in every situation.
Yeah.
There's almost no situation where
you would do the other.
I do the other, yeah. It's cheaper across the board. It's just not
even the
repeatable.
effect, is a lot cheaper.
Yeah. It's just that Kenrith can also return it, so almost 9 times out of 10, it's just better.
Yeah. And it's on tap ability, so you just pay for it even if you do it at the same time.
We talked about Spark Frog already earlier in the video. It just stops combat.
It's just a good card.
It's just a good card. And then we have Swiftfoot Boots because haste is important in the deck. And it's specifically, we went with Swiftfoot Boots and not Lightning Greaves because Swiftfoot Boots has Hexproof, not Shroud. And I am targeting my own things, so I need to be able to do that. So then we've got our removal package. The removal package is pretty light, as I said before, but everything in my removal package, almost all of it, is here with a purpose. So the Devil, Putrefy, and the Seal of
Primordium?
Primordium, yeah. These are the only ones that are just straight up, hey, I remove a thing.
Right.
But, the Devil is really important because it hits Planeswalkers, artifacts, and creatures. This one destroys artifacts and creatures, and then this one destroys artifacts and enchantments. So we're getting that spread.
Would this be power crept now by some of the exile effects, like see our previous video where you were looking for things like to get past Indestructible and Darksteel Reactor and the One Ring?
Yes.
I know this is an enchantment, which allows you to bring it back with Kenrith.
Yeah.
But
in this deck doesn't really care about the One Ring. I don't care that you have protection for a turn because in your upkeep, when you move through your upkeep or when you want to do, let's say, for instance, you play the One Ring and I am comboing off on my turn. I'm removing the 2 other opponents and you're the only one left. You go to your untap step.
And then you make me draw 100 cards.
And then I make you draw 100 cards. And if you're like, oh, no, I don't want you to do that, and you cast any spell in response to me doing things, I'm like, cool. And I do it again.
Yeah.
And make you draw another 100 cards.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So the other cards that are here, though, are important for other reasons. They're not just removal spells. So Incongruity is exile target creature, which is great to get around Indestructibles we were describing earlier, because creatures are a thing that could disrupt my game plan.
If they're big enough.
If they're big enough, yeah. I mean, like commander damage is definitely like I can get an insane amount of life in this deck if I've got a bunch of white mana lying around and Zirda and Kenrith are in play. It's there are ways in the deck to like make a whole bunch of white mana. So let's say on a turn I can make 4 white mana. I have 20 more life.
Yep.
But commander damage is a problem.
Yep. 21 still ends you.
So I'm gonna exile your indestructible commander. Incubation. Yeah. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them, put them in your hand, put the rest of the bottom of your library in random order. It's a creature combo deck. I need creatures. A lot of them are redundant for each other, so it's a great way to draw into my problems. There aren't a lot of draw effects in the deck. We'll get into that.
We'll get there.
That's the commander.
You subbed out draw for tutor.
Yeah. Yes. We've got this Urn of Godfire, which I don't know why they printed Urn of Godfire, because almost all the effects that are like Urn of Godfire are activate this ability once each turn.
Yeah.
And this one
is not.
This one is pay 2, add 1 mana of any color, which sounds bad, until you see the last hand that we had where we made infinite
green. And we needed blue.
And I needed blue. And this just says have as much as everything you want, my guy. And then it also has pay 6, tap, sack this, destroy targeted creature or enchantment. And this last ability has won me games in this deck.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, no, it's an unreasonably good card in this deck for 1 mana. And this is another card that has won me the game, even though it's a removal spell for one of its other modes. It's a 1 white for destroy target enchantment or gain 1 life, or gain 4 life, or put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. And that segues perfectly. We'll leave this sort of just off the side just for right now, just to remember it. You want to cover over why this is important for this while I look for the other one?
So yeah, putting a counter on Incubation Druid is going to make it tap for 3 mana instead of 1, which is much better.
Instead of paying 5.
Yeah, instead of paying 5 to adapt it. But you also have Kenrith, which I believe is 2 to put a counter on it. So it just depends on what you have at what time.
So we've talked about the Compensate Golem for a ramp and how it does the thing. Wayfarer's Bubble is when I've got infinite colorless or infinite
specific.
It gets me the color that I need for the next round. We've got the Gyre Sage that we've already seen. Selvala, which we've seen. Yes, thank you. This one's a new one to the deck, which is the Ardor Adherent, which is a 4 mana 2/4 that taps for 1 mana of any color, or it taps for X mana of any one color, where X is the greatest toughness among other creatures you control.
That's great.
It's going to be Kenrith. It's going to be 5, and at 5 mana is going to be a ton. We've got,
or you put your untap effects on it, and you can tap for blue, tap for red, tap for etc.
etc. Yeah, we've got the Sanctum Weaver. This with Freed from the Real or Penum's Aura just untaps. It does the thing by itself.
Yeah, but you need the other enchantments. What about
no. Here,
Paradise Druid?
Hold that thought. Let me just pull Penum's Aura out, Freed from the Real out. So these are enchantments. They equip. The Penum's Aura's got a whole bunch of modes. We don't care about any of them. The only mode we care about is untap enchanted creature. And the same with Freed from the Real. The only one we care about is untap enchanted creature. When Sanctum Weaver is in play, it adds X mana where X is the number of enchantments you control. It itself is an enchantment. If I enchant it with any of these, I now have 2 enchantments in play. I'm going to tap this for 2 blue. I'm going to use 1 blue to untap it. I now have a floating blue. I can now tap this for 2 green and use the blue to untap it. And I've got 2 green, and then I tap this for blue, and blah, 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 blah. So this infinitely combos with those. The same is going to be true for this Elysian Caryatid, where as long as Kenrith is in play, it taps for 2 colors of it, 2 mana of any color. We've got this Heron Blade Elite, which again cares about its power. So this Light of Hope is going to add the counters. Yep. So it's going to do the thing as well. You mentioned Kami before. We've talked about the fact that Cultivate helps me get my colors that I need. Oasis Ritualist has an Exert ability where it allows it to make 2 mana of any one color, and then it can't untap on your next untap.
Doesn't matter if you're going to win this turn.
It doesn't put stun counters on it, which is
important. So you can still untap with Penum's Aura, Freed from the Real.
You got it.
Or other creatures.
We talked about Ley Weaver.
It's not Exhaust.
Yeah. So Ley Weaver is great because it's both a tutor effect and an untapper. That also does the thing. Argothian Elder is... Argothian Elder is in the deck for a reason. I haven't actually put the card in the deck yet that perfectly combos with this card. Because I need blue mana in play. I need a land that taps for blue for these to work. Because if I don't have a land that taps for blue, this does not make infinite mana with these cards.
Right.
But there is a weird interaction where if I have a Maze of Ith in play and I attack with this, it's considered an attacking creature. I can then use the Maze of Ith to untap it, and then I can tap this to untap the Maze of Ith and another land, and then I can use the Maze of Ith to untap this again because it's attacked this turn.
Right.
And so now I can just keep doing this infinitely, where every other land I have in play in combat, I make infinite mana in combat.
Yeah.
But I don't have a Maze of Ith yet in the deck. The next ones are a little different. So we got this Ley Line of Abundance, which says if it starts in my hand, like all other Ley Lines, it starts in play. Whenever I tap a creature for mana, it adds an additional green, which is just good. Yep. And then for 6 I can put a +1/+1 counter on each creature I can control, which again is just another way to like replace my commander.
Yeah.
Again,
8 mana is a lot, but it doesn't matter when you're tapping for infinite.
Exactly. Then we have Redshift, which is a new card for the deck. I'm excited for Redshift. He's a Vigilance 2/3 for 2, and he adds X mana of any one color where X is Redshift's power. And I can spend this ability only to activate activated abilities.
Right.
Fun fact, this deck wins with activated abilities.
Yeah, crazy.
So all of these are activated abilities, all that's activated abilities. So
Just
this
works.
he just doesn't care. And then he has an exhaust ability, which is put any number of permanent cards from your hand on the battlefield. I am never activating that ability.
No, it's the
It's the
tap.
It's the tap. Yep, you got it. And then this one, I love this one. It is Omen Hawker, which on turn 1 is a 1-mana 1/1, which already
Not bad.
it's okay. It's fine. But he has a tap ability. He adds 2 mana. He's a 1-mana mana. Eat your heart out, Llanowar Elves. This boy taps for 2. Unfortunately, he can only spend this mana to activate activated abilities.
Crazy. It's almost like your deck wants to do that.
Right? Now, the problem with this is if you attach a Free to the Real or a Penum's Aura to this man and you go to town tapping him,
He can't use it on the enchantments.
well, he can because the enchantments are activated abilities. But he'll lose all the blue.
Oh, gotcha.
So he'll just be stuck with the colorless, which brings us back to that urn,
Yeah.
which allows me to make all that colorless into different...
Yeah, you only have a few ways to convert the...
Exactly. So as you said, we cut card draw for tutors.
Yep.
So we talked about Lore Weaver in she is the only card I think in the
Card
deck
draw.
that actually draws cards. Yeah. So the deck has a lot of these abilities called Transmute.
It also draws cards. For clarity.
It's not in the deck though. It's yes, you are correct. So we've got a bunch of cards. We've got 4 cards in the deck that have Transmute, which we demonstrated a little in the opening hands, but they have an activated ability while they're in your hand to discard them to go and get a card out of your deck that have a similar CMC. Now, 2 mana gets me a bunch of really valuable mana dorks. 3 mana gets me a bunch of really valuable mana dorks. 2 mana gets me the Illusionist Bracers, and 3 mana gets me not only the Penum's Aura, but also the Freed from the Real.
Yep.
So this Perplex is a 3 mana counter target spell unless its controller discards their hand.
Which is crazy, Commander.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. But it's also 3 mana tutor for a combo piece.
Yeah.
So that's fun. Now, Transmute is only a sorcery, but Shred Memory, instant speed, remove up to 4 target cards in a single graveyard from the game. How many graveyard decks do we run in our pod? Lots.
Lots, yeah.
So, like,
I like graveyard. You like graveyard.
I do.
We should do Sephiroth on this. Sephiroth would be good for this, too.
It's, you know what? Sephiroth is a really great commander because it's gone through so many iterations because you came into its era when it had started as a really cool deck and then it got initiative cards.
I was in the end of its solitaire phase.
Yes, and then it cycled back to I see my mistake.
Yeah.
I've learned.
I learned my lesson. So everyone's just taking out their phone and let me know when you're done.
Chris went off and made dinner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because those triggers were mandatory.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do love the initiative though when I am playing this deck. I do love the monarchy because I am Kenrith the Returned King. And
It's
so
the only monarch card you have?
it's not a monarch card, but
Okay.
it is really fun. Demir Infiltrator is a 1/3 that can't be blocked.
Yep.
It's really fun.
Also 3 transmute.
Yeah, it's also 3 trade. Yeah, and the last one is Muddle the Mixture, which is counter target instant or sorcery, and then transmute as well.
Yeah.
So these are all just great tutor effects. For things, a lot of our tutors do tutor for multiple things. So we have these 4 that tutor up multiple things. These 2 are very, very similar. This one, Final Parting, just tutors cards. So it's any card, 1 into hand, 1 into grave. Gerard's Orders is creatures, so 1 into hand, 1 into grave. We talked about it in the opening hands.
Yep.
My grave is an extension of my hand. Shared Summons is a 5 mana at instant speed, which is wildly inappropriate.
That's expensive.
But I get to search for up to 2 different creature cards with different names, reveal them, and put them into my hand. We have already seen time and again. If you give me 2 creatures, specifically 2 creatures, the game is over.
Yeah, so you hold this on your opponent's end step, play it on the end of their end turn, and on yours you win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ecological Apparition is a card that I haven't actually drawn in the deck yet, but I still have high hopes for, which is X2 and a green. Search your library for and graveyard for up to 4 creature cards with different names, with each that have X or less, and reveal them. An opponent chooses 2 of those cards, shuffle the chosen cards into your library, and the rest go onto the battlefield, and I exile this. If I hit 3, I just get a bunch of mana dorks that tap for 2.
And more.
And you will choose 2 that are going to go back to my graveyard or my library, but the other 2 are just going to go into play, which means I'm getting 4 additional mana the next turn. Like,
not good.
Full stop. That's all it does. Witchclaw Talisman is phenomenal, especially when you remember that I have a bunch of ways of untapping artifacts. Which means the way this ability functions, I can pay 1, remove a counter, untap this, tap it to remove a counter, untap it, tap it to remove a counter, and 2 to 3 times.
Isn't it move as part of the ability, though?
No, the cost is pay 1, tap it, remove a wish counter from Witchclaw Talisman. Then this ability happens on the stack.
Okay.
So then you just do this.
In response, do it again.
Do it again, do it again. And then at the end of it, I go, hey, Jordan, here you go.
Have nothing.
It has no counters.
Have an artifact that does nothing for you.
Exactly. We've got a Diabolical Edict, which is sack a creature, search your library for a card, put it in your hand. I'm going to have a bunch of redundant creatures. A bunch of them are going to tap for mana. Some of them are better than others for different situations. Some of them work with Penim's Aura. Some of them work with the...
Free from the Real?
Free from the Real and Penim's Aura are the same. But Illusionist Bracers. So, depending on how my board state looks, I'll either get one of those or that one. And that's how that works. We've got a Vampiric Tutor, which is just a straight up tutor.
Why not an Imperial Seal?
Well, we got a Profane Tutor, so we have Vampiric Tutor at home.
We are familiar with this.
We have got Varagoth, who is also, we have Vampiric Tutor at home.
I mean, it works, especially when you have someone like Kenrith to draw the card.
I cannot express how much this card is never blocked. Like, when I first put it in the deck, I thought it put it into hand. It does not put it into hand. It puts it on top of the library. That is a mistake I have made. It goes on top of the library. No one cares. They are not blocking a 2/3 with Death Touch. People care so much about their game plans these days. This ability just happens. Or, more importantly, if I attack you with a 2/3 with Death Touch, it's probably because you do not have 3 power on the board to stop me. This one's kind of fun. Vivian Monster's Advocate, which is a 5-mana planeswalker with 3 loyalty. I may look at the top card of my library at any time, and I may cast creature spells from the top of my library. We've already established that creatures are how I win. It's basically adding the top of my library into my hand.
Extra card a turn.
It has a +1 ability to put a 3/3 beast token of my choice of either vigilance or reach or trample counter on it, and just goes into play. If I am dealing with an opponent who is dragons or angels, I'm going to say, hey,
reach.
I have reach. And then it has a -2, and this ability is the one that it's in the deck for. When I cast my next creature spell, search my library for a creature spell with lesser converted mana cost and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle.
That's really good.
Right? So, you cast Kenrith and then you get a 4-drop. Yep. And then we got Rush Rebirth, which is phenomenal. At instant speed, choose target creature. When that creature dies this turn, search your library for a creature card with lesser mana value, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle your library. The deck runs a lot of 2-drops, it runs a lot of 3-drops, and we've seen 1/1-drop that we've already established can win the game for me.
I run this in my Ziatora deck, so when I sack whatever I'm sacking to throw at you, I go and I fetch a replacement.
There you go. So, we're going to talk about the untappers, because these untappers are important. So, the Free from the Real and Penim's Aura are these
MVPs.
They're the MVPs. They go with the mana dorks. As long as you've got them attached to a mana dork that taps for at least blue and something else, you have infinite whatever. So that's what those are here for. That's what they do. We have an Epheto Alchemist, a Seeker of Skybreak, and a Tidewater minion, which might be the most expensive creature in the deck.
Tidewater is not a thing I see played often.
No, it's very expensive. It's a 5-mana 4/4 with Defender, and you can pay 4 mana to make it lose Defender.
Who would do that?
I got news for you. I don't think I've ever attacked with this man. because he has a untapped target permanent effect. So when you equip any of these with the Illusionist bracers or the other bracers that we had at the very beginning, the Battle Mages bracers, these are your infinite combo with.
Oh, this one you have to pay for, and this one you don't.
Yeah. So obviously, if I equip this to the minion of Tidewater minion, like I'm untapping my lands.
Yep.
I'm on infinite on untapped lands.
Sorry, you're just kind of off screen.
Oh, thank you. I mean, this one, I'm doing it with my creatures. It's doing it with my artifacts. This is just with my creatures. And this one, if I'm doing it with these, it has to be on one of the creatures that taps for more than one color. There's a bunch of those in the deck. Yeah, it's not impossible.
You don't have a bop in here.
I don't have a bop in here because the bop doesn't combo.
Yep.
It doesn't
tap for multiple.
Yeah. So all of the mana dorks in the deck will combo with the different ways to combo. Yep. So they are in the deck. They should combo with Freed from the Real at Penum's Aura, or they will combo with the Illusionist bracers. Because Bop doesn't combo with Freed from the Real or Penum's Aura, it doesn't make the deck.
Cut. Yeah.
Once we have infinite mana, another way to deal with the fact that we only have infinite colorless is Staff of Domination, which if I'm gaining,
it's another card withdraw.
Yeah, it's another card withdraw. There we go. The last ability, really, realistically, I can have infinite life, but again, we've established that infinite life doesn't really matter. You don't have Aether
Flux or anything in this deck,
So, I mean, we're going to draw our deck until we hit a Walking Ballista.
Yep.
And then I'm going to dome the table. We're going to draw until we get the Millennium Calendar, when I just keep doing the untap thing and win that way. Yeah, we're going to, Basalt Monolith is another way to combo. It should really be with the Mana Dorks. it's just in there because if I can reduce the activated cost.
It's infinite.
Which the other cards that are in the deck that lower, we got Zirda that does it, but we also have the Biomancer's Familiar that says activated abilities of creatures you control have cost 2 less to activate. But this ability can't reduce the mana ability of the cost to less than 1. That's just fine. And then it's got this adapt. A creature can adapt an additional time. There is an adapt creature in the deck.
Yep.
I don't think
I have one. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done that.
Yep.
But it is a thing I can do. And then we have this Agatha of the Vile Cauldron, which is I really wanted to build Agatha as her own deck, but she belongs here. This is her bit. Activated abilities of creatures you control cost X less, where X is Agatha of the Vile Cauldron's power. This effect can't reduce the mana ability less than 1, and then for 6 mana, other creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain trample and haste until end of turn. Sure, if I've got infinite mana and I'm activating this to the point where my opponents are just dead, I'm doing it this way.
Yeah,
this is just better. Notably,
well, he doesn't give trample. So
yes, he does.
Does he?
Yeah, his red ability gives trample.
Oh yeah,
and haste. Yeah, it's just better.
Yeah. Just better. It's in your command zone.
It's in my command zone. Yeah, exactly. Now, notably, these two only do creatures. Zirda does anything.
Gotcha. Permanent.
So that's what makes him so much better. We've talked about Tyvar. It allows me to tap these things as though they had haste. Yeah. That's really important because once I'm ready to win, I need to win.
You need to do now.
Yes.
Yeah. Because people know.
Because I screwed up that one hand and I didn't win on that turn and I could have.
Yeah.
That can happen. And human, I make mistakes.
Yeah.
We make mistakes on this channel. When I'm editing the videos, if I catch them, I try to put up a little banner that says, whoops, this is what's happened. Almost none of them have affected long game situations. A couple of them have been like, oh, shoot. It hasn't.
It happens.
It happens. It hasn't really come up. 1,000-Year Elixir does the same thing. The Tyvar does. It's the exact same thing.
Exact same thing.
Yeah. Now we get into the more tricky ones.
Crab Umbra. Lovely.
Yeah, Crab Umbra is fun. It gives totem armor to the thing that it's enchanting, which is great. Yeah. I am a huge fan of totem armor. I run it in a lot of my decks. It does have on tap enchanted creature for 3. 3 is so much more expensive than Penum's Aura and Freed from the Real. But if it's enchanting a creature, let's say it's enchanting Selvala.
Yeah. Or that Arbor.
Sure. I'm going to go for the Selvala. So I'm going to pay a green and I'm going to tap her. And I'm going to make, because my commander's in play, I'm going to make 5 blue. Use 1, untap her, tap her again for another green, and then she's going to make 5 green. After that, it doesn't matter what mana I have floating or running around, because now, it would have cost 3 blue to
3 blue to untap, yeah. Self-explanatory. Well, this is why you care about counters?
Yes.
Because a lot of yours have counters.
Yeah, not a lot of them have counters, but Kenrith can give counters to everything.
Yeah.
But again, we need to tap. We need to be tapping for 3 colors to do this.
Yeah.
So the not the Epheto Alchemist, the Incubation Druid. This with Incubation Druid is unlimited.
Yes.
Mana. Yeah. Okay. So again, as you said, it's niche. There's only a few creatures in the deck.
The Whispered Hope is same thing.
Yeah. And now we have the spiciest way to win in this deck. A Sage of Hours. Whenever you cast a spell that targets this man, put a +1/+1 counter on him. But if I can make 10 mana, which is doable.
Yeah.
Very doable. I put 5 counters on it. I remove 5 counters from it. I take an extra turn. And I do that.
Yeah.
Eventually I draw into more lands. And eventually I have more mana. And now that I have more mana,
you're doing more. You're getting your combo together. It might just have been like 3 turns in sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But eventually it's very reminiscent of the game that we had with Bryce, where it was just sort of like, it wasn't infinite turns, but it's like, I'm going to just keep doing this.
Yeah.
And
if anyone has interaction, do something now.
Yeah. This was it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's Kenrith.
That's Kenrith.
Yeah, it's very consistent. It does the thing. I am here to make mana, and a lot of it.
And then win the game by making mana, drawing out my cards.
Yeah. I have...
Any lands or anything you want to point out that are particularly useful for you? I think they'll look like normal duos and triomes.
So this is this is the only deck I run where I have gone well on my way to really spend mana on my mana base.
Money on your mana base?
Yeah. And it shows. It's my most expensive deck on Moxfield by an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
Possibly a torso as well. It's a lot. The lands are a ton. Most of the I have at times had 6 Wooburg decks. I like my Wooburg decks. It's a lot of colors.
Yeah.
But it also means that it's very expensive to do all the mana bases. So I am totally fine with I'm fine with proxies, but I also have a love of budget decks.
Yes.
So we have seen it on stream already. No, we haven't seen it yet. It'll be much later.
Which one?
Uncertain. At some junction in time on this channel, you will watch a Commander game with Sabsunan.
Oh yeah, that was like a $40 deck? It was $25, I think, when you first made it. Then you added in some more.
I have since... Yeah, there was a bunch of cards like specifically for the deck because I knew that we were going to be playing with the playgroup that we were playing with. Bryce runs a lot of really powerful cards. Eric can be extremely explosive. I knew that you were going to be playing your Voja deck. So I knew that I needed something that had a little bit more oomph to it.
Right.
So I put in a whole bunch of cards that, unfortunately, I didn't draw into during the game. And that happens. I've removed all those cards now, and the deck is $24.
It's great.
Yeah, it's phenomenally budget. And it does the thing so incredibly well. But for this deck, cycling back to the idea of my Wooburg decks is I love running basic lands.
Mm-hmm.
On this channel, I will play my Tiamat deck at some junction in time, and on turn 5, I naturally get into Wooburg.
Yeah.
And that is something that I am very good at. I like to look at my mana base. I want to make sure that my mana base is specific. The colors that I am playing, that I am casting, the right... that I will be drawing into the right colors, and then if I'm going to be playing basics, I'm running ways to draw... I love the cards that let me go and find multiple basics, and that fixes my colors exactly as I want them to.
It makes it a lot easier.
I have the lands in my collection to sub out some of these basics, but I have found time and again, Path to Exile. How many times I've been Path to Exile, and I'm like, I'm gonna go find a basic.
Yeah,
no worries.
Don't have a basic.
So
it's an issue I run into with my Necrobloom deck as well.
I do want to point out, I am not of the school of all of my lands need to be the same type. You can tell if I love a deck because all of the basics are different. No basic is the same. This deck is the longest running deck that I own. It's gone through many iterations. It used to be piloted. It was piloted by Meldrotha the Gravetide. That was my first legit commander deck.
Okay.
And I got it from a preview night. Like it was the first night you could own it. I owned it, and the next day I had a commander deck with it.
Oh, nice.
And it was this deck, and it has been through a couple of iterations. But as soon as I saw Kenrith, I was like,
that's the one.
That's it. Because now I have access to Wooburg, and now I have access to all like tutor effect. Like I already had access to tutor effects, but I didn't have access to white, and I didn't have access to red. And red gives me haste, and haste is
very important.
So important.
So important.
Yeah. So it gave me access to all sorts of other things. I do love this Murmuring Bosk, which is just a forest.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of ways in the deck to search for forests. So this is fun to just randomly get this an early version of a Triumph.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. It's from Lord of the Rings printing too.
Yeah. Good time.
Oh, if you don't have a tree fill card, that's fine.
Yeah. Interesting. And we've looked through the deck. There isn't even a way for me to get it. But, the lands are fine. That I obviously this is a very expensive mana base. I don't think you need an expensive mana base to run the deck.
Yep.
I just don't. It obviously helps. It obviously competitive Magic runs their very expensive lands. If someone rolls up to a table and says, "Hey, I want to play this deck. I have proxies of all of the dual lands," I'm gonna go, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
it's a land.
We've played those games before.
We have
where it hasn't mattered.
Where it doesn't matter. No,
yeah.
I have rolled up to a table with a budget deck and been like, "Hey, I have a budget deck," and my opponents have gone, "Cool, I'm gonna run you over with this $2,000 deck," and I've gone, "Cute."
The fuck you are.
Yeah, and it's not happened. I have run them over, and like, no kidding. Like, my draws were like, and to be clear, the game that we played with Sabsunin was a really bad game for Sabsunin. It drew terribly.
Yeah.
It didn't draw into any of its protection effects. It didn't draw into any of its token doubler or counter doublers. It drew into nothing like that. And yet, it still was spooky enough to get a response of 36 attack power from you.
It was 26, and that's just because of you.
Sure. It was plus 30. I promise you.
I'm sure the first turn was 26 when I hit you.
Oh, that was how much damage I took. That wasn't how much you swung for. I blocked 3 creatures that were 10 power or more.
Okay.
So it was much more than 30 now that I'm saying it out loud. Regardless,
yeah.
Kenrith is a great deck. I love it a lot. It is a deck that when I play it, I'm asking permission to play it because we at the beginning of this, we talked about the bracket system. And the bracket system is fine. But intent is really important. And it runs a lot of tutors, but it doesn't run... I don't think it runs any game changers. I'm going to double check the deck list.
I don't know if...
I don't think it runs any game changers, though. But that's not the point. The point is I want to make infinite mana as fast as possible. That's the... If you want the elevator pitch for this deck, I'm going to make infinite mana. Done. The problem with this deck is the commander in the command zone says, "You have infinite mana, you win the game."
Yeah.
Done. And I've played a few games where, like, when I first had the deck, my goal was, I made infinite mana, and you can have 30 cards, and you can have 30 cards, and you can have 30 cards, and I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to be table friend for a while. And
doesn't feel good.
It doesn't feel good for anybody. Like, I don't feel good that, like, I could have won, and now I'm just, like, twiddling my thumbs. No one else at the table feels good because they feel like I'm not trying or respecting them as players. And so now when I play it, if I'm playing in a table and their bracket level is 2 or 3, my response is, "I'd like to play this deck. Consider me the arch enemy."
Yep.
Come at me with everything you have, because if you don't, the game is over.
Fair.
And it doesn't do well in bracket 4, unfortunately. Like when I play it in bracket 4 and bracket 5 games, it gets roasted because counterspell and removal spells are a thing that is counter spells specifically.
Yeah.
Are played a lot in bracket 5 and bracket 4, and the deck doesn't have any meaningful way to protect itself.
You didn't have a lot of interaction in that regard in this deck.
Nope.
Yeah.
And that's not the point of the deck. The point of the deck is I'm going to make infinite mana.
Yeah. Fair.
Full stop.
That's it. That's enough.
This is what I'm doing. This is all I care about. So if you keep me off of getting Illusionist Bracers into play, then the deck doesn't do anything. If you keep me off of getting a Penum's Aura onto a creature because you remove the creature as I play the Penum's Aura, like, the deck falls apart.
Yeah.
It needs these things to function because it can just play a bunch of mana dorks and play out the commander,
but
But
it needs
then
to calm
what?
down to
Yeah, exactly. So I love the deck. I love playing it against people. I love watching people tear it apart. I think that's actually my favorite part about playing the deck.
Yeah.
Is having people like absolutely horrified of an Oasis Ritualist.
Not more mana.
Not more mana. Oh my goodness! And it's so like I am not good. We play Magic the Gathering on this channel. We don't play poker. But if we did play poker, I would have the lowest win rate of anyone at the table.
There is no poker face.
I have no poker face.
Yeah.
But there is nothing funnier to me than saying, oh, man, I really just need more mana. I'm going to play this Arbor Adherent. Pass. It's like, uh-huh.
Then what?
Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm just going to play this Omen Hawker. Maybe I can get some activated abilities next turn. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Right?
Jeez.
It's silly.
Yeah.
It's a silly deck. I love it so very much. Again, I don't play it that often because it doesn't sit in the bracket system well because it really comes
Plays
down
too
to
strong at a 3 and not strong enough at a 4.
It comes down to intent, right? I think that I know a lot of people like to hate on the bracket system. It has its weaknesses, but I really do feel that intent is often the forgotten element of that rule.
Yeah.
And this deck's intent does put it at a 4. And it has won games in bracket 4 games, but yeah. It used to be much more competitive. It used to run a lot of removal. And so I almost pillow forted behind counter spells and removal spells until I got to a point where
You could win.
Now I'm going to win. Yeah. But in the end, I just said, forget it. I just want
to play the game.
I want to play this. I want to play this infinite mana, and that's all I want to do.
I think that's important.
I mean, on turn 3, this deck wins. We saw in
with
one
Millennium Clock.
With Millennium Clock, yeah.
And a Fellow Alchemist.
Fellow Alchemist, yeah. I mean, that's an infinite turn 3.
Yep.
You're like
turn 3 win. Yeah.
Turn 3 upkeep is brutal.
Yeah.
I love this deck. I'm glad I got a chance to share it. I will definitely bring it to events that we go to. If people want to see it, if people want to face off against it, I will play it. I'll happily be the arch enemy with it and just sort of sit there. Yeah. So that's it.
Do the best you can do and see how that works.
And if I get run over, and I'll sit there and watch the rest of the
and have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah, no. I lose enough times that I have no. This is a good lesson, I think, for like aspiring Magic players, and it is something that I hear a lot from the pros because I don't consider myself a pro, but I have a very similar mentality to, which is I've won a lot of games. If I'm not in a tournament, if there isn't a prize on the line, and the only thing that I'm doing here is to have fun, I've won a lot in my career, and I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
like that high of oh my gosh, I won, done. And now there's a lot of memes about a dancing crab.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, that's a dancing crab. I don't have to do anything more. Look, it does it all by itself.
Yeah.
Obviously, an alchemist dancing is not as
exciting as a crab.
Maybe not for some people, but I would argue is more exciting because presumably he's being an alchemist while he's dancing,
which is impressive.
Just be careful; he might be throwing vials around. He's trying to make gold. Get out of his way. That's all I have to say about the deck.
Perfect. I think that was great. It was interesting to find out more about it and how it works.
Yeah.
And why you included some of the cards in it. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Cool. Bye, friends.
Bye.